Rochester, oh Rochester. Here in upstate western New York, um, it's a whole different world than New York City. New York City, north of New York City, like Yonkers, all of Long Island. We have about half the population clustered in the New York City area. The other half of the population is spread out throughout the entire rest of the state. New York is a good-sized state. It's a whole different world in western New York than it is anywhere near New York City. Saying that, not completely. Because we have some urban areas up here too. We have Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo, all of which are led, managed by the extreme left. Rochester is very much so. Very much so. More like a communist running Rochester. Mayor Lovely Warren. It's been a heck of a weekend in Rochester. Made national news. National news. Riots, protesting, violence, fires, people being beaten. Made national news. Great job, Rochester, New York. But you know, we let it happen. We sit, we do nothing. Not that there's lots that you can do by yourself, but it was a pretty serious situation in Rochester over the weekend. The reason we're talking about this, where I'm at, Rochester is the closest urban area. It's the closest big city to me is Rochester. What happened in Rochester is going to happen in every other city also. It's coming. It's coming. I keep reading, I've read some posts by some ant people. And one post that comes to mind in particular was basically, to paraphrase it, was basically, hey, we know where you are. We know all about SHTF. We all know about GTFO. We know where you're at. And when the time comes, we're going to be there too. You know, I don't think that person was exaggerating at all. I think they have every intention of coming to where you're at. I believe they have every intention of looking for opportunities in the suburbs, in the rural areas. What happened in Rochester isn't exclusive to Rochester. It's going to be in your town. My question is, what are you going to do? Are you prepared for that? Are you ready for that? The violence is going to increase. It's going to steadily increase all the way up to the election. Once the election is over, If Trump wins the election, the riots and the violence will become unbearable, possibly uncontrollable. Need to get prepared. The most important thing that I or anyone else can tell you is to get ready. Because you see, it's going to be here soon. It's going to be here soon. Fall is coming. The gardens, they're dying. The garden is dying. The vegetables have been picked for the most part. Winter's coming. And as if that wasn't enough, our good friends across the ocean, China, are now threatening an EMP attack on the United States. Possibly before the election, possibly after the election. You see, they don't like our president very much over in China. We talk about Russians involving in themselves in an election. Not that the United States would ever involve themselves in the elections of another country, or say maybe the elections in the Middle East. We would never send our election leaders. The president would never send his people that helped him to get elected into this country over to, say, Palestine to prevent the re-election of a prime minister whose first name's Benjamin. We'd never do that. Oh wait, yeah. Our last president, Barack Obama, he did that. We don't worry about that too much, though. But China doesn't like Trump. And they are actively trying to work the other side to help prevent him from being reelected. That's a fact. And they will continue to be doing so. An EMP threat? Is it just a threat? Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Imagine if it were to come to pass. Are you ready for that? Are you ready to lose the electricity for a year? Shoot. Are you ready to lose it for a month? Excuse me. Could you even handle losing the electricity for a week? Could your life handle that? Because that's one of the things you need to get ready for, especially when threats are in the air. Be ready for that. And don't be like Rochester. It's the Upstate Prepper. Coming back at you real soon.